want to say good morning? Okay. Okay. Good morning and welcome to the Ann Land Bertha Henschel Memorial Funds Commission meeting. The meeting is now called to order. Will the clerk please call the roll to establish a quorum?
Thank you, Chair. Member Coletto.
Here.
Member Ellis, my apologies. Member Contreras.
Here.
Member Malik.
Here.
Member Brown.
Here.
Member Stevens.
Here.
Member Ubog.
Here.
Member Seymour.
Here. Here.
Member Beckman is currently absent. Member Rule.
Here.
Member Smith.
Here.
And Chair Ellis.
Here.
Thank you. We have quorum.
I would like to remind members of the public in the chambers that if you would like to speak on an agenda item, please turn in the speaker slip when the item begins. You will have 2 minutes to speak once you are called on. After the first speaker, we will no longer accept speaker slips. We will now proceed with today's agenda. Please rise for the opening acknowledgments in honor of Sacramento indigenous people and tribal lands, if you can. To the original people of this land, the Nisenan, the Southern Madu Valley and Plains Miwok, Patwin Winton peoples, and the people of the Wilton Rancheria, Sacramento's only federal recognized tribe. May we acknowledge and honor the Native people who came before us and still walk beside us today on these ancestral lands by choosing to gather together today in the active practice of acknowledgement and appreciation for Sacramento's indigenous people's history, contributions, and lives. Thank you. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we get started, I would like to welcome a new commissioner, Commissioner Seymour, representing District 4. We welcome you. We're happy to have you on to help us serve and help enhance the communities that we serve. So thank you. Our first business today is approval of the consent calendar. Clerk, are there any members of the public who wish to speak on the consent calendar?
Thank you, Chair. I have no speaker slips.
Okay, thank you. Are there any commissioners that wish to speak? Okay. Is there a motion and a second for the consent calendar?
I move that we approve the consent calendar.
Do I have, I'm sorry? Second. Contreras. Okay. So I have a motion by Commissioner Tabbitt and second by Commissioner Contreras. Okay. Let's move on to our second.
We will need to take a vote, and we can take a voice vote if you'd like to call the matter, or if you'd like, I can do a roll call vote.
You can do a roll call vote, that's fine.
Thank you. Member Coletto?
Yes.
Member Ellis, Member Contreras?
Yes.
Member Malik?
Yes.
Member Brown?
Yes.
Member Stevens?
Yes.
Member Ubog?
Yes.
Member Seymour?
Yes.
Member Beckman is absent. Member Rule? Member Smith?
Yes.
And Chair Ellis.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Okay, let's move on to Addendum 2, and that is the assignment of the 2026 site visit. Is there a staff presentation?
There is no staff presentation.
Okay, so what we can do now is, before you in your packet, you will have a list of all the grantees. There are 23. And what we'll do is we'll make assignments for our commissioner site visits. Do we want to start to my left? Oh, okay,
I'll do Stamper Settlement
okay.
and Loaves and Fishes.
Are you
I'm sorry, can we repeat those, please?
Brian is going to track those for us.
Stamper settlement and loaves and fishes.
Please be sure to move your mic closer to you and speak directly into it.
Stamper settlement and loaves and fishes.
Okay, let's just keep moving on. Okay.
Sorry, just as a point of clarification for myself, since this is my first time going through the process, I'm assuming each commissioner just selects 2 from the list, or that they're interested in?
Well, we have 23, so how many?
Are you counting 23 on this? I don't count 23.
No? We had 23 grantees, or maybe I missed. How many grantees do we have? 20?
I only see 20 on this list.
Are there a total of 23 grantees or a total of 20? I thought there were 20.
20.
I'm sorry? I could.
20 grantees.
Okay, that's my error. So there are 20 grantees. And then how many?
There's 10 of us. There's another one outside the door. I'm assuming she might be coming in. I don't know.
Typically, we have 2 to 3. So let's go ahead and go with 2.
We're lucky because we've had as many as 4 in the
Right. So let's just go ahead and select 2, and then we will move and see what happens from there.
In that case, I'm happy to defer to any other commissioners, but I would be happy to help with the Asian Community Center and the Sacramento LGBT Community Center.
Okay. Moving on to the next. And if you want to come back to you, we can, Commissioner Brown.
I'll just choose random one.
Okay.
I would like to do Weave Inc., as well as Repairing the Breach Neighborhood Project.
Okay, great. I'm going to skip myself. I'll take what's remaining. So we'll move over to Commissioner Stevens.
I just have a point of clarification. We did double check, and there are 3 missing. So I'm
There are
going to
3 missing.
yes,
Okay.
I'm going to let you know which ones those are, so you can have those as an option. They are women's empowerment, Yancey Outreach International, and YMCA.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that clarification. We will move on to Commissioner Stevens.
I'll take South Sacramento, okay, sorry, Interfaith, I don't have my glasses today. Interfaith Partnership, South Sacramento Interfaith Partnership. And I'm trying to stay in the south area. I will do Wind Youth Services.
Okay, let's move on to Commissioner Ubog.
I'd like to go to Roberts Family Development Center and the YMCA.
Okay. Let's move on to Commissioner Seymour.
So I'll take Waking the Village. First Steps Housing.
Okay, Commissioner Rule.
I'll go with Women of Color on the Move and Traveler's Aid.
Please speak closer to your microphone.
Sure, I apologize for that. Traveler's Aid Emergency Assistance Agency and Women of Color on the Move.
Commissioner Talbot.
Smith.
Commissioner Smith, I'm sorry.
I will do my sister's house.
Okay.
I I've been to lots of these after 9 years on this commission, so. Loaves and fishes.
I think that was taken.
Oh, sorry. I knew I had missed one, so. Let's do Women's Civic Improvement Club.
Okay. And do we have one person's, Commissioner Beckman, is there one person waiting? I thought someone mentioned there was one person. No?
I came up the stairs with her, and I saw her standing out there a few minutes ago, but I don't know.
Okay, she's not there. Okay, I didn't want to leave her
I
out.
always assign them to her.
Okay, so Brian, do you know what we have left based from your list?
Yes, but Commissioner Malik, can you confirm yours once more? I just want to make sure we got them.
Yes, the Asian Community Center, DBA ACC Senior Services, and the Sacramento LGBT Community Center.
Okay, so that leaves Code for Hood Education, Feed Sacramento Homeless, Healthy Community Forum for the Greater Sacramento Region, St. John's Program for Real Change, Wellspring Women's Center, Women's Empowerment Center, and Yancey Outreach International.
Okay. I will take St. John's in Wellspring. Let's just go ahead and assign Commissioner Beckman with Code for You and Feed Sacramento Homeless. So that leaves 3. No, how many does it leave now?
3.
3, okay, that is 3.
You have Healthy Community, Women's Empowerment, and Yancey.
I can take another one. I'll take Yancey. Do another commissioner would like to take one more?
You know, I can take
Oh, you
2.
can?
Yeah, I can
Okay.
take 2. I think I can. But I could do the other 2. It's not illegal for me to do that.
No, I don't think it's illegal. You are a member of the commission, so if you would like to take 2, you are more than welcome.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Which are the 2 that are left? Sorry, I got missed the last round.
That would be Healthy Community Forum for the Greater Sacramento Region
Okay.
and Women's Empowerment Center.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All assignments are completed. Now I would like to talk about when, can we talk about that now? When will these be completed? When would you like the site visits to be completed? Typically, they were completed by when?
So the commission has agreed on that in the past. Last year, we had to cancel the first meeting of the year due to quorum. So we didn't assign site visits until April, and you all made them due by the end of June. This year, it's up to the commission whether you want to get them done before the April meeting, if you want to get them done before the end of June. I'll let you discuss.
Okay. Commissioner Smith.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, none of these grantees have their money yet, is that correct? So we're behind on sending them the money. I don't think we should rush to do site visits because do you have an idea when they're going to get their money?
Yes, so payments started, we started processing payments yesterday. They should have money within the next 15 business days. We still have a few contracts that are not fully executed. We need the fully executed contract before we can process payments. But for the ones that are, we have started processing payments.
I'd recommend that we set the due date as the 30th of June again. That's just my recommendation based on my experience. It's better to get them after they've started spending the money because some of these people are new. And so they may not have programming in place to start to spend the money. And if they're basing what they're doing on last year when all the payments were super late, they may have scheduled things later into the first half of the year. So I think June 30th is probably a good target for us, based on the history.
Do any other commissioners have any comments or any other suggestions before we move on to vote on that date? Okay.
And I'll make a motion to set the date at June 30th.
Second. I'll second it.
Okay. Okay, so we have a motion by Commissioner Tabbitt to set our 2026 site visit due date as of June 30th, and we have a second by Commissioner Malik. And for new members, what that looks like is that we'll get a set of questions. Right now, there's 3 sets of questions. So you will have, Brian will send them out to all the commissioners, the 3 questions that we have to ask the person that you meet with. If you feel like you need additional information, feel free to, ask more questions as needed. And once you complete your site visit, you will upload your report to Brian. What I was thinking about, and I don't know if this is the correct time to talk about this now, is updating those questions. It's not on the agenda, so those questions have been on the books for quite some time. So we can keep them as is, or...
I think we have a motion on the floor that needs to be dispensed with.
Oh, before we go to that? Okay.
I'll defer to the city attorney's office, but I believe we can continue any discussion on this item before we take the actual vote.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you, Jacob.
Okay.
Wait, what did you say?
We can continue discussion on this item before we take the vote, although there is a motion in a second. We can take the vote after continued discussion on this item. Unless the chair would like to take the vote now.
I would like to continue to have a conversation. I don't know if it's appropriate now to talk about questions.
Ma'am, last year, I think I remember we had the same discussion of changing the questions again, and I think we did a little bit, but, because that was my first time too.
Yeah.
So that's why I remember, we had a big discussion on that also.
Yeah, there were some discussions, but nothing was set in stone. So I'm trying to get a sense of, we can go ahead and take the vote and then discuss more. Is it okay to go ahead and have this dialogue?
Yeah, we'll definitely take notes on any feedback or like things you may want to see. We're going to give you the opportunity to update the grant application and the site visits when we do that. Next meeting, I believe, in April. Mm-hmm. So if you all want to continue to have discussion around what the question should look like, we'll take those notes down and try to embed it into that process there. But you don't have to take motion or make a vote on that specific. You're welcome to have discussion about it, though.
Okay.
I have a question for our attorney. Is deciding what questions we want to ask in our site visits, does that require an approval by the whole commission? Or, because there's nothing that requires us to use a questionnaire in my experience. So it seems to me like if we wanted to add a question to the questionnaire, we could agree on it, have Brian add it, and it wouldn't require a motion.
Yes, so any discussion that we have about questionnaires right now or what questions that we want to have, it would just be discussions. It wouldn't be a motion. And it sounds like anything about a questionnaire is coming at your next meeting in April. That would be fully agendized to have a full and robust discussion. And I think depending on whether that needs like a vote of the commission is how we put it in the agenda.
We asked to have this put on this agenda, and it's not here. I don't know what happened. But at the funding meeting, we talked about needing to update the questions. The questions should be updated early because we have site visits to do. We wait till the middle or end of April to do it. Then we're updating the questions at the meeting, and then it pushes everybody into a smaller time frame to do the site visits.
I understand, but my concern with doing a robust discussion on that at this meeting is that it isn't fully agendized. And so I would ask that if we want to have a full discussion, we bring it back for our next meeting.
Okay, all right. Let's just continue on with the discussion. So currently, there's 3 questions on the questionnaire, and I'll go over those questions. The first one is, how are grant funds spent? The second one is, how do you identify the indigent and destitute population you serve? And who else provides funding for the same services that we fund? Are there any changes in other funding sources? So what I would like to add, and I can bring it up to the next meeting as well, is what is the goal of the project and how are you measuring success? What I've also experienced from last time is due to funding, some sites had to pivot. So my next question is, has the scope of work or objective changed since the award was made? And if so, and I got Brian Vargas' name here, made aware of the change? And my last question is, according to your contract, the first disbursement, which is half the amount of the award, is to be made 5 to 10 business days after the contract execution. And then the second to be made on or before July 1st. So we can't hit that first one, but I think we can hit that, the second one, but I think we can hit that first one to find out, how is that process going for them? Because last year, the process got, a lot of sites were saying that they could not implement a program because they did not have their funds. So those are my questions. Do any other commissioners have any thoughts about those questions or want to add to those questions?
Seems like some of those are slightly repetitive from their 2 reports that are due during the year.
Okay.
So do we need to ask them in person if we're asking them on their, because we ask them how they're being used. And so that would compare to what they were granted for. So
Okay. Are you talking about what is the goal of the project and how you are measuring success, that question? Or how has the scope of work
if
changed?
they're still being used for what they got it for,
Okay,
that question.
okay,
Because that's part of what they report on in July or June and December,
okay.
or June and January? I forget when these are due. June and December?
And your thoughts, you were okay with the other 2?
It might be good to draft.
To draft them, and we can have.
Because these, you don't want the meetings to go on for 2 hours,
Okay.
I don't think.
So, okay, so next time we will have it on the agenda, and we will have.
We could draft something to send out to the commissioners with the agenda, as
Okay,
part of the agenda package, a draft that we can use as a jumping off place for the discussion.
Yes, we're capturing the questions that Commissioner Ellis proposed, and we'll put up a draft that includes all the questions. When you have the discussion, you can take a vote on which ones you want to include and which ones you don't. So if anyone has any other suggestions, you're more than welcome to share those now or email us after the fact, after you maybe thought about it, and we'll make sure that's included when you're presented your options. Yeah.
One of the things that has been volunteered to me during site visits over the last few years has been comments about the process, like the application process, how the communication is with us, with the city staff, how they're getting their money. And so I would like to have a question that queries them about their thoughts and suggestions around the process that we use for gathering information, making decisions, and distributing money. And that's not very elegantly worded, but you can come up with that pretty easily, I think.
Okay. I think we are, any more comments by the commissioners? Okay, let's go back to our motion. I believe the motion was, if I did not forget, that we complete our site visits by Commissioner Smith by June 30th, and that was second by Commissioner Malik.
It's actually accepting the assignments and June 30th, because it's all one motion
Okay.
in the agenda.
So there's a motion by Commissioner Smith to accept the assignments and have the due date by June 30th, and it was second by Commissioner Malik. And I can't remember, did I ask the clerk if there's any public? anyone
I
from the
can't remember if you did either, but for the record, there's none.
Okay, great. Okay.
Would you like
so-
me to now take the roll call
Yes.
vote on this item? All right. Member Coletto?
Yes.
Member Contreras?
Yes.
Member Malik?
Yes.
Member Brown?
Yes.
Member Stevens?
Yes.
Member Ubog?
Yes.
Member Seymour?
Yes.
Member Beckman is absent. Member Rule?
Yes.
Member Smith?
Yes.
And Chair Ellis.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Okay, let's move on to the third agenda item, and that is the review of the semi-annual reports for July through December 2025. You should have that in your packet. Is there a staff presentation?
Yes, so, well, is there a presentation if there's no PowerPoint? Okay, I'm giving a summary update. But as of time of publication, we were missing 4 semi-annual reports. They are colored in red. In the summary sheet, it looks like this. So there's a front and a back side. So the name will be red. There are 2 organizations that had carryover funds. Attached to the summary, you'll find all of the semi-annual reports that were submitted by time of publication of the agenda. That said, as of today, we have received all semi-annual reports, and none of the organizations that were late submitting the report had any carryover funds. So only 2 organizations here had carryover funds, one of them being Reimagine Mac Road Foundation, and the other one, Win Youth Services. Reimagine Mac Road Foundation indicated in the report that the reason for the carryover was that the first disbursement was late, so they didn't have enough time to spend the money for both disbursements by the end of the year, and they didn't feel it was ethical to spend money just to spend down the total. Win Youth Services did note an oversight on their end. They forgot they had gotten the grant until the final report was due. So you can see the notes in the semi-annual report. Again, it is attached with the summary.
So my question is, with the 2 who did not spend down, do we give them extra time, or do they give them funds back, or how does that typically? $10,000 is a lot.
Good evening, Chair. Yes, typically with, and of course our staff can, our EFC staff can speak to this too. Typically when stuff like this happens, we can usually extend the terms of the agreements by 6 months to give the organizations time to spend down the funds that are consistent with the original grant agreement. So if the original grant agreement was, for example, providing backpacks, we would provide an additional 6 months consistent with that. Other options have been to claw back the funds, but again, staff can speak more. That's usually pretty rare. It's usually just an extension of the terms of the agreement.
Okay. As a commission, do we need to vote to extend? No. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, sure, go ahead, Commissioner Stevens.
I have a question, just because it's seeming like it's a common thing. Is there a reason why the recipients are getting late disbursements? Like, what's triggering that?
We would have to look at last year. I think you spoke to Win Youth Services, which was a unique situation, so that's why they haven't spent down their full amount. But I know we got started a little late, so that could be why there's a little bit of that carryover with disbursements. This year, we're doing okay. It's a January 1 start date, so we're a week later than we would like to be usually with the contract getting executed a little late. But the disbursements are still within the time frame of our contract.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm a new commissioner, so there's a lot of things.
Kim, can you
Speak closer to your
Thank you. I'm a new commissioner, so I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, so forgive me. The process. So in November, we voted to give certain recipients a disbursement. Tell me from that point what happens.
Yeah, so, yeah, it takes about 30 days usually for us to get fully executed, just depending on if the recipient responds right away for signature, if there's any adjustments they want to make to the contract. So we give ourselves about 30 to 45 days for contract negotiations and signing, and then we go through the signing process. Our signing process started probably a week late, just due to holidays and due to myself being out, honestly. I was out for a couple weeks, so we got caught up with that. But it's usually about 30 to 45 days.
So
Yeah.
after they receive their disbursement, they do what they do. What does the commission do at that point?
So the commission for you all, I mean, you all are pretty set and organized, which is helpful for us. So essentially, every year, you're going to be doing something similar. So next January, you're going to be doing site visits again. So after the disbursements happen, you go do your site visits. In April, you make adjustments to the grant application. We're going to be making an adjustment to the site visit questionnaire per commission. So you can request that certain things come to you. We'll discuss it with City Attorney and Clerk's office, make sure it's within your power and duty to discuss that item or make updates to whatever you want to make updates to. So basically, from January to April, you'll be doing your site visits. Come April, you'll, and through June, I'll just clarify since the due date is June, so from January to June, you can complete your site visits. But then in April, you get to update your application because that'll go out, and then, you know, we're getting close to August where you're starting to review, and then November where you're starting to make decisions.
Thank you. I think it'll be a little helpful. Again, I can't speak for everyone up here. If between now and the April meeting, if we can get a sample of what the documents that we should be talking about sent to us in email, so then when we come into the meetings, we're coming in prepared because we are new. And there's no onboarding process to us being new, so therefore, we are hearing some of these things firsthand in the meeting setting.
Sure.
And so if we get these items beforehand, we're able to study, come in more confident, and ask productive questions in regard to the items that we're discussing up here.
Yeah, we can definitely send you those grant application items for review prior to it being posted to the commission page and our agenda page.
And then my last question is, these, the ones that are in non-compliant, if there's any in non-compliant or at risk, would those be told to us? And would those individuals be either called to the commission? Would they be called to you to say, hey, you need to become compliant? Is there anything that happens when somebody is in non-compliance?
Yeah, I think at the first semi-annual report, we'll be able to see what it looks like on a compliance level. We won't know until then, essentially, because they do get an advance payment, essentially. Or if there's anything alarming that you're seeing as a commissioner when you do your site visits, definitely inform us, and we could bring it to the group for you all to discuss. We haven't had that situation as staff yet with the commission. I'm sure some of our long-term commissioners can speak to when that has happened in the past potentially, and what they did in that situation. But yeah, so definitely inform us if you see something. If we are concerned about a non-compliance issue, we will follow our non-compliance structure as city staff, but also bring it all to you and to your attention.
Thank you. And I did say that was my last question, but I kind of.
No problem.
Not sure. My last question is about the site visits, which was very educational for me as a new commissioner. I enjoyed it. But if we can get things that we shouldn't say, things that we should say, proper etiquette, that will be helpful as well. Just like a little guide, site visit guide. Thank you to our lovely attorney over there who gave us some information to help us get through. But what will help us greatly is if we had to walk through step by step so that we don't trigger or do stuff that we should not be doing.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Commissioner.
Okay. Go ahead.
Just for my information, on the site visits this year, the one, do the ones from last year, do some of them just drop out? Do they drop out, some of them? Some of the organizations, do they drop out? Because the ones I got this year weren't on there last year, so that's why that's the question.
Well, every year, we may get some new ones and some previous ones, if I'm understanding your question. So you may not see the same list from when you went out on your last site visit.
Okay.
There's turnover there. There were people that applied last year that had been granted the year before, but they didn't show up for the meeting. And so they're disqualified from receiving funds for that year.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of reasons that the lists aren't exactly the same every year. We have new people that find out about us. We have people that apply and don't show up, or we have people that make a decision not to apply.
Okay, no, just wanted to know why, some were there and some weren't from last year. Thank you.
Okay. Any other additional comments, suggestions from the commissioners? Okay, great. And I was informed that I don't have to make a motion on this one, right? To extend the 6 months, or do I have to make a motion to accept the semi-annual reports?
No, it's not agendized to do that, just to review and discuss the item.
Okay. Okay, so let's move on to.
Oh, and for the record, we had no speaker slips on this item.
Thank you. Let's move on to the fourth agenda item is selection of chair and vice chair for calendar year 2026.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Jacob Redberg from the City Clerk's Office. I have no formal staff presentation on this item. I just wanted to remind members of a few things. So typically, we take the vote for chair first, and then we start accepting nominations for vice chair. A member may be either chair or vice chair for no more than 2 calendar years. And with the members currently, current Vice Chair Smith is eligible to be vice chair for another year, but he is not eligible to be chair. My apologies. And everyone else on the commission is eligible for all roles. And I'm here for any questions you may have.
I'd like to nominate Commissioner Ellis to continue as chair.
I think my term ends at the end of the. Oh, wait a minute.
We want to reelect you.
Oh, reelect me for right now. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about for the end of the year.
I second.
I was confused.
Oh, does your commission end?
My commission ends, at the end of the year.
Correct. Looking at our records, Commissioner, or Chair Ellis's term does end at the end of 2026. However, that does not, that, you would still be eligible to be chair for the remainder of this year if you wish to accept the nomination from Vice Chair Smith.
Okay. I accept the nomination.
Can I second? I'll second if I need to second.
And then oh, you can't be vice. Yes, you can. Okay, so I nominate Commissioner Smith for vice chair.
I'll accept that.
And I'll second.
Okay.
Excellent. So I have two motions. We'll do two separate votes on each of these. I have a motion by Vice Chair Smith nominating current Chair Ellis to serve as chair for the remainder, for the calendar year 2026, as well as a motion by Chair Ellis nominating Vice Chair Smith to be vice chair for calendar year 2026. So I will take the first motion for chair first. Members, please unmute your microphones. Member Coletto?
Yes.
Member Contreras?
Yes.
Member Malik?
Yes.
Member Brown?
Yes.
Member Stevens?
Yes.
Member Ubog?
Yes.
Member Seymour?
Yes.
Member Beckman is absent. Member Rule?
Yes.
Member Smith?
Yes.
And Chair Ellis.
Yes.
Thank you. That motion passes. I will now do the motion for the roll call vote for the motion for vice chair. Member Coletto?
Yes.
Member Contreras?
Yes.
Member Malik?
Yes.
Member Brown?
Yes.
Member Stevens?
Yes.
Member Ubog?
Yes.
Member Seymour?
Yes.
Member Beckman is absent. Member Rule?
Yes.
Member Smith?
Yes.
And Chair Ellis.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is any member comments, ideas, questions? Do anyone have any? Okay. The last item, public comments. Nothing?
Thank you, Chair. I have no speaker slips.
Okay. I just want to say our next meeting is on April 29th, so I look forward to seeing everyone then. So this concludes today's agenda. Thank you, everyone, for participating. It was great seeing everyone, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.